Hi there, it's Ian here, and you're watching Grumpy Opinions, the show where I'm going to tell you all about what I think of films, TV shows, games, and life in general. Let's get on with the show. Outlander from Starz Entertainment is a show about Claire Fraser, a 1940s nurse tossed back in time to ye olde Scotland, and now she's been arrested as a witch. Outlander Episode 11, The Devil's Mark, is a total departure from the normal Outlander episodes. Even the opening title card seems to be a little bit more epic, which is kind of surprising, since most of the episode is set in claustrophobic wee rooms and inside a church packed with yokels. When the show starts with Claire and Guinness, they're tossed into a wee prison cave cell. Now, Gillis doesn't seem to realise quite how bad things are, and Claire gets all of her recriminations out on her. It's angry time. But soon enough, it's off to the witch trial. And between the grumpy faces in the crowd and the angry Witchfinder General types, it sounds like it's going to be a tough time. Luckily, Ned Gowan shows up and he starts spouting legal stuff and gets to be their lawyer. Then it's serious law and order Leoch time, with loads of witnesses and accusations. Everyone seems to want to get their oar in, from Gillis's maid and some dafty saying that Gillis flew in like a bird and called down storms. But the real big trouble comes when the heartbroken mother of last week's dead rubber baby comes in to testify how Claire did some sort of badness on the fairy child, and then things start to go a wee bit nuts. They end up getting thrown back in the cells overnight and start necking booze because, well, let's face it, it's Claire. And the girls begin bonding a bit with this horror looming over them, and Gillis lets slip that she's actually been helping the Jacobite cause and loves Dougal, and Claire drops in a wee modernish coat, which seems to give Gillis a start. She looked a bit surprised there, eh? And back at the court the next day, wee Leary gets on the stand, and she starts doing her teary jealous kid stuff, and it's okay because Ned's there, like an olden days Better Call Saul. He's going to sort things out, or so you think. And then Father Bane turns up, and he does a massive tearful speech about how Claire managed to make him lose his faith in himself, which sounds nice and helpful, but it drives the crowd mad. How dare an outsider come in and upset their priest, and shock horror, turns out he planned that all along. So things have gone from bad to terrible, and in a momentary adjournment, Ned tells the girls he can only save one of them, and it's going to be Claire. So Gillis gets all introspective, and then shouts about going to a barbecue, which seems kind of anachronistic. Eh? And then on the stand, Claire refuses to stab her pal in the back, and in the stramash that follows, Gillis whispers 1968. Cryptic, But before she can clarify anything, Ned's been knocked out, and the angry crowd start whipping Claire. Is all lost? No, because, of course, Jamie somehow appears just in time to heroically draw swords on about 12 armed guys and about 100 angry peasants. But then, Gillis does the unthinkable, proclaims herself a witch in front of the whole church, and shows off a smallpox vaccine scar. That's what she meant, she's a time traveller, and Jamie and Claire sneak out, while Gillis goes nuts, and then is carried off to the snake for a bit of a burning. But that's not the end of the episode, because Jamie's seen the mark on Claire's arm as well, and Claire finally breaks down and tells him everything, the whole time travelling thing, and because this is a romance story, he believes her. Not only that, he actually takes her to Craignadoon so that she can go back to her real husband in real time. Oh, what a nice guy. But Claire decides to come back to him because it's love. Got it? It's love. It's not Stockholm Syndrome. Honest. So what did I think? Well, it's plain to see that The Devil's Mark is one of the best episodes of Outlander so far. It's well written, brilliantly paced, and ticks just about every single box imaginable. There's been action, intrigue, violence, tears, bonding, love, even some nakedness, and a wee bit of hands-on jollies for Claire. The witch trial was brilliantly done, building from calmness to crazy mad times. The friendship between Claire and Gillis has convincingly grown over these 2 or 3 fraught days, and the subtle hints as to Gillis being actually some sort of 60s hippie, maybe gone back in time to help Bonnie Prince Charlie, is really interesting. The acting was also really good all round, with some real emotional stuff from Claire, and Sam Heughan did some phenomenal face acting in the pivotal scenes towards the end. Not bad at all, apart from some wee things. And, well, one great big whopper at the end. Yes, of course, I had some grumps with this, sue me. The trial was great, as I said, and the scenes there were all pretty much grand. The main problem I had came pretty much with the ridiculously well-timed entrance of Jamie at the end. Just soon enough to save Claire from being scalped too hard, but just at the one moment where she was somewhere conveniently where he could get her out of the building not too difficult. Now, it's a quibble, and this is a romantic show, and he's the hero, so of course he'll swoop in and save our wee damsel at the last moment. But it felt kind of over-convenient. Especially as we never get an explanation of how he ever found out and made it back to Cranesmere in time, when he was supposed to be away with Dougal, and he should have been tens of miles away at the time. And while I'll accept him believing Claire, giving her a quick handjob for old time's sake and taking her to the Stones, the fact is you never hear an ounce of Claire's decision making in deciding to stay with him, and that's ridiculous. And I know this is romantic fluff, but come on, this is a good show, it should be better than this. Let's face it, Claire's a nurse. She knows how fatal everything is in a pre-antibiotic time period. She's been forced into marriage with a man to save her from the rape and torture of a British soldier, which didn't work because he was still happy to kidnap her a few episodes later. And he's still after her, and after Jamie, and Jamie is a fugitive at large, and she's now a witch, and she has no guarantee and knowledge that she isn't going to be snatched up and put on a witch trial at a later date next time Jamie's got his back turned. None. Claire essentially now has the choice of staying with a lawless fugitive while herself accused of witchcraft, now outside the protection of the Clan Mackenzie in a world before decent medicine. Or she can go home to her safe life as a respected woman in peacetime Britain with her loving husband who probably earns a little bit and she actually dearly loves. And all we see of this is her tearily glance at these two rings, and then I presume had a nap or something because it was daytime when she was on the circle, and then nighttime by the time she got 5 minutes down the road. It just didn't work for me, not at all. The book at least made an attempt to try and explain her mindset and her decision making, but this came across as really lazy and a little bit vague. It also is the absolute final nail in the coffin for what I've been saying all along, that as soon as you actually look at any of this with any kind of objective view, it screams that Claire is actually some kind of traumatised person and suffering from a form of Stockholm Syndrome, which, as I've said before, is that thing that kidnap victims end up when they like or love their captors after a while, a psychological coping mechanism to deal with the situation. Now, I know it's not what any fan of Outlander really likes to hear, but I have to call it as I see it. I mean, the thing is, on the whole, this is still a fantastic episode, but it just couldn't quite fix this mess, which admittedly has been there ever since the books. But in any case, I'm still going to be looking forward to next week's episode regardless. So for now, I've been Ian, and these have been my grumpy opinions.